everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. Today I'm here with Morgan Matson.
Hi!
AKA my favorite author. I'm just freaking out a little bit, it's fine.
Oh my God.
Today we're gonna talk about just some fun questions, ask Morgan some things, find out some things, and it's gonna be a good time.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Do you want to plug anything before we start?
I have a new book out that came out May 3rd. It's called The Unexpected Everything. It's in stores now, and I hope you like it.
It's good. Get it. First question.
Okay.
Which character is more like you?
Maybe Emily from Since You've Been Gone. I think her thought process is a lot like mine. Like when I was writing her like internal thoughts, it was just like I wasn't really having to write anything. I was just like describing my inner monologue of like what happens when I go to a party where I'm like, is anyone here? Do I know anyone here? What's going on? Where should I go? Like, so I feel like that was probably the closest to me.
What would be your favorite store in Stanwich?
I liked the vintage store they talk about where they have like backless dresses on sale. I was like, I would like to go to this store, please. That sounds good to me. Yeah, I love a good vintage shop. Like it's always a good time. I think it's called like Twice Upon a Time. Oh my god. She knows better than I do.
This morning Zoe was like, that would be my favorite.
Yeah, Twice Upon a Time. I feel like that would be my choice.
Choice. If your characters were Hamilton characters, who would they be?
Oh, this is a good question. This is such a good question. I'm like, this is like taking me way too long. Hold on. I think I actually was just thinking about this because someone asked me what Hamilton's theme song would be for characters, and I was saying I think Amy's song would be actually Wait For It, because she's sort of the whole book of like hanging back a little bit and kind of like waiting for the right moment to sort of act and say how she feels about stuff. But she's not Aaron Burr, so it's like this is complicated. I feel like Emily might be a little bit like Eliza. Like she's sort of the one, she's like not the one who's like center of the room, and maybe Sloane's a little bit like Angelica. Like she's the one who's sort of like front and center doing her thing.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
So who would be the Peggy?
Poor Peggy. Who would be the Peggy? Maybe I don't have that many Peggys, which I think is good.
That's good, yeah.
That is good, hopefully. Maybe Collins is the Peggy. Like no one ever like likes him, and like people are like, oh yeah, you. Like maybe he gets overlooked a lot romantically. Yeah. So maybe Collins is Peggy. Sorry, Collins. I hate to do this to you, man, but and I'm gonna like tweet you and I'm gonna be like, wait, no, I have it all figured out. Like this is who people are. I got it now. I got it now.
What would be the favorite Disney movies of some of your characters?
Okay, so I weirdly feel, this is not like the Disney canon, but I weirdly feel like Bolt, you know, like the dog cross-country movie would be Amy and Roger, like because that's the like Amy's movie. It's like they're like going from coast to coast, literally.
That's so great.
I think that might be it.
Bolt is one of my favorites.
Isn't it so good?
It's so
I feel like
good.
it doesn't get enough.
It's underrated.
It's so underrated, and I feel like that is like, it's a great movie. And
it's
like,
so good. Everybody watch Bolt.
I like feel like I say it all the time, that like line where it's like the road we were up and he's like, I have a ball. Like
yes.
So good. So good. Rhino's the best character.
Just watch Bolt. It's
a good, yeah, I feel like underrated. We're gonna give Bolt its due. Maybe Frozen would be for Since You've Been Gone, because I feel like that's a lot about like your sister friend sort of going away and you're like in search of them and like trying to get back to them. I feel like maybe Second Chance Summer is like Bambi. It's just like sadness. It is. And you know, it's like makes people unhappy when they think about it. Sorry guys. Unexpected Everything. Disney movie.
Maybe like 101 Dalmatians.
No, seriously, I was like, maybe it's the dogs. Maybe we go like dog on this one, and like, yeah, maybe it is 101 Dalmatians. Just like way too many dogs having adventures.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What would Andy and Clark and Emily and Frank's road trip foods be? Because we know Amy and Roger's.
Yes.
But what would their road trip foods be?
So Andy's would be really boring. Like it should be like, I need like plain, like nothing exciting. And I feel like Clark would be like, no, we have to go and like find like the spiciest stop along the way. I weirdly feel like Clark and Roger would get along really well. Like I feel like in like the Venn diagram of like the boys, they'd get along really well.
Sort your characters into Hogwarts houses.
Okay, I feel like Andy's totally a Slytherin because she's very goal oriented. She's not cold, but I think she's like, there's the line from Hamilton. It's like she will do what it takes to survive. Maybe Andy's a little bit like Hamilton. Maybe. A little bit. Maybe.
Something
we'll
like
see.
that.
I'm gonna think about it. And I was just talking about this with Jenny Han last night because she was saying Slytherin gets a bad rap, and it's like she thinks it's undeserved. And I think so. She's like a planner. She's methodical. That feels very Slytherin to me. I feel like Emily is a Hufflepuff, and she's like happy to be a Hufflepuff. I think Amy might be a Gryffindor. Like I think like that's.
I can see that.
Yeah, I think maybe that's her. And I think Taylor, maybe she's a Ravenclaw.
It's in the 4 different houses.
Exactly. I was like, you need someone in all of them.
I need someone to make fan art of this of them in their like Hogwarts room.
Yeah, exactly.
So Clark wears lots of nerdy tees throughout Unexpected Everything. What is his favorite fandom to be a part of?
I feel like he's big into Doctor Who. Like I feel like that didn't get enough play in the book itself. Like there used to be a little bit more. I feel like in my mind, like when he was like by himself with lots of time, he like watched all of them. Like he watched the like earliest ones. Like he went, like he'd seen all the Doctor Who episodes. It's like something I fought for in the book. There's like one line where the copy editor kept trying to change it and I was like, no, we need to make this proper. Where it's like, he has someone to talk about all the Doctors Who with. Because I was like, it's not Doctor Who's, it's the Doctors Who.
Yes.
Like, and like the copy editor was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, this is correct. It's like Surgeons General. Like it's Doctors Who. Doctor Who's is not correct. And like, so I like fought for that. So I feel like he would have watched like from like ever since the show's been on, I feel like he would have seen every episode and would like be prepared to like tell you way too much about all of them and like try and like get people into it and would like show them Blink and like the Weeping Angels and be like, this is your gateway and now you're in, and yeah.
Which characters love to read besides Clark? 'Cause we know Clark loves to read. And what like would be their favorite YA books like that are kind of like in circulation right now?
Ooh, I feel like Amy, oh, this isn't YA, but she would be like all over the Hamilton. Like I feel like that would be like her like favorite book ever. I feel like she'd be so into that. Maybe this is like bad, poor Taylor. I'm like giving her like the depressing thing, but I was like, she'd love Fault in Our Stars. Like I do feel like she would like be into books that like reflect sort of what she's been going through or had like that experience. And I'll be reading. She might actually really like Jenny Han's books, like the sisters and the friendship and like the sort of closeness. I think she'd be really into those books. And then Andy doesn't like to read, as we know.
As we know.
But I think she would love Lee Bardugo's books if she got into them. Like
Some audiobooks?
Some audiobooks. If she started listening, I could see her getting like super into them. Yeah.
Yes. What Taylor Swift song describes each character?
This is the best question I have ever been asked in my entire life. I feel like maybe it would actually be 22 for Emily, because that feels like when she started hanging out with Dawn and started hanging out with Frank and Collins and sort of had this sort of like fun friend kind of moment. For Taylor, maybe it's The Best Day, you know, sort of like family centered and like learning to sort of appreciate your parents in a different way. I feel like for Amy, maybe Fearless actually, because I feel like that's sort of her like journey over the course of the book is to like sort of let go. I think she would dance in the rain in her best dress with Roger. Like I can see that happening. For Andy, I feel like maybe it's Mine. Like I feel like that's the moment of like with her and Clark when it's like you learn my secrets and you figure out why I'm guarded and like, and I think it's that sort of like even their fights, and I feel like Mine sort of like tracks their relationship actually. Taylor Swift did it in 3 minutes and it took me 519 pages, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. I feel like it's all the same thing. And like you made a rebel of a careless man's careful daughter. Like I feel like that's very Andy, is that she like is very careful. Oh, I love this. I found like her theme song. This is amazing. This is amazing.
And last question, which is kind of related to something you said earlier. What would it be like if all of the men of all of your books took a road trip together?
My gosh. I think it'd be like an utter disaster. Like I think that would be the thing where like you get a call from someone on the side of the road in like Tallahassee and they'd be like, we don't know what happened. Like the car broke down. Like Roger can't navigate. Like Amy was always the one who had to like read the map for him. Like so he's bad at that. I feel like Henry would like provide a lot of like the baked goods. So like they'd be like all sugared up. I feel like Clark would just get distracted. Like I feel like he'd be like really excited and he'd be talking about something and he'd be into it. And like I feel like he and Frank would get along with, like I feel like everyone would get along and they'd be like talking. Well, maybe Frank would keep them on track. Maybe like he's responsible enough that like, I don't know, I feel like Roger and Clark would like send it right off the rails. Like I feel like maybe like Frank would be like, guys, come on, like we're out of gas, and they'd be like off, like we know we have to see where this man discovered a thing, and like Clark would be like, the spiciest burrito in the world is over there, and then like the car's in a ditch and like no one knows exactly how it happened. Like I don't think it would work out well for anyone. Like
oh my gosh,
that's sort of what I'm thinking. It's kind of like the beginning of The Hangover where they're like on the side of the road and they're like, I don't know, and then we'd like flash back and see like all their adventures. Like that's what I think. It would not be good at all.
So that's it. That's all the questions.
This was so fun. Oh my gosh, these are the best questions.
I'm glad that you liked them. Thank you so much for doing a video with me.
Thank you so much. This is so fun. It's like Maureen and Morgan.
Maureen and Morgan during May, month of Matson.
Yes, M's. M-Power.
I love it.
I feel like we should like have M&M's to like throw at this moment.
Just like M's. Just imagine. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time. Bye.
We're like the Olsen twins in one of their movies. It's like too many M's.